Hi all. Right, back to Conflict of Heroes. Solo mission 4 Partisans. This is take 2 and this will be part 2. So I've not watched through part 1, the take 2 yet, but I just thought I'd just watch the last sort of 5 minutes. I'd done that a few hours ago, right enough. But just to kind of understand where I was with it, because I knew I was coming back to this card and wondering what I was doing. And I do have a bit of a go at this. Right, I've moved things about here just to get... I'm going to get glare. Well, I'll tell you what, can I put that light out? I get glare from above now, won't I? Yeah. Yeah, that's not really helping, is it? Well, you know what? It's a low risk move section here, so I don't want to get a glare for that. I can zoom in a little bit for here. And of course, the situation that we are... well, hang on, Grant. Maybe we should just look at the map again first, because this is the start of the part, and other people might need reminded too. So we're trying to do... no, it can't be that. Can't be that. 100 AI furthest from target. It's a low risk move. Yeah, it must be unhit AI furthest from a target, low risk move to odds. Yeah, because there was no AI in a 0 DM hex. That's right. I remember that bit now. Because these are all the fresh AI and they're all in a DM hex. This guy's spent. So and there's nothing to rally. So it is the third instruction, the third order of the tactical orders. Unhit AI furthest from a target, low risk move to odds. That doesn't seem right though. Yeah, because he can he? Because he will be the furthest from his closest target. Whereas this unit's only 1, 2, 3, 4 from his closest. This guy's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from his closest. This guy's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. However, he cannot low risk move because he can't go in a 0 DM hex. So that's why it turns out to be him. Okay. Right, we've got that bit sorted. And then I'm wondering how to do this, and I can't sort of see a way of doing it. He's in a fire zone. Now, interestingly, I think I get caught with the fact that, and then I realise he's not in a fire zone of this guy because this guy's facing that way. However, he is still in a fire zone of this. Now, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, he is. He's within 9. So he's in a fire zone of this guy. So he can't move closer. That would be closer, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that would be closer too, wouldn't it? So that's moving into a 0 DM hex in a fire zone from a +2, and that's a +1, and that's still in a... I was watching the video and I was thinking, is that line of sight? But I checked this, didn't I? Yeah, you can see it is. I think it's quite close. It's that one that catches the corner. So, and that's going from a 2 to a 1 as well. So we go through the instructions, and let me zoom back in there again. So AI low risk move. Now we know what the hex movement hierarchy is. It's wanting to move closer. It's wanting to move out of a fire zone. It says highest defensive modifier towards enemy flank. Well, none of them look like they're doable. Well, apart from the first one about moving closer, but however, it's a low risk move. So we come down here. So if the AI is in a fire zone, the AI will move into a non-fire zone hex first. Can't do that. I'll move into a fire zone hex that has the same or higher DM as the starting hex DM. Well, it can't do that either because it's in a +2. It can either go into a 0 or a +1. So that's not the same or higher. So number 3. Now, I was giving this a hard time, this one, which I think it's the way it's worded. But let's just look at it more carefully. And I did say, I think in the end, that I felt that it was a combination of the first 2, but then the third one's brought in. And I think that's what they've done there, which I don't think is very clever. But however, it says, we'll move towards the target's flank. And then, I feel like the rest of this is just covering 1 and 2. We'll move towards the target's flank. If the AI cannot move closer, well, sorry, that's not really 1 and 2 actually, is it? It's a bit of the hex movement hierarchy, because that's moving closer. And the hex is the same or higher DM or not in a fire zone. Yeah, so it's a combination of 1 and 2 there, and also the bullet 1 of the hex movement hierarchy about moving closer. So, and of course I'm saying, well, it can move closer, because I'm coming back here and say, yeah, it can move closer because it can move into there. However, it can, Grant. It's saying if it can, if it cannot move closer, and that would be an illegal low risk move into either one of these. So it cannot move closer. That's what it's trying to tell you. I think it's just the way it's worded, to me, isn't very good. So we'll move towards the target's flank if the AI cannot move closer and the hex is the same or higher DM or not in a fire zone. So it's poorly worded. I still even reading it now, but what my take on that is if it cannot move closer, which it can because it's a low risk move, if it cannot move into the same or higher DM hex, it can't, and if it cannot move out of the fire zone, it can. So it will, if it can't satisfy all them, it will move towards the target's flank if it can. Now, this is the target, and we're already in its flank. So I don't think that this can low risk move towards that unit with that. I don't think it can do it. And that's what I'm going to go on. I mean, don't get me wrong. Let's just say that this unit, we weren't in this unit's flank. Could it be that it was there? I'm just going to mess this up. I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to give me a cube to mark it at least. Let's just say it was there and we had the same situation. Yeah, that would work because we're still in that guy's fire zone. Well, but then again, he would be moving closer. Well, no, he's not moving closer though. If this was the situation here, right, and we're still in his flank there, aren't we? Yeah, we're still in his flank. Is that in his flank still? It is, isn't it? So if we turned him that way, does that help? Yeah, that helps. So let's just say that was the situation. I know I'm just trying to work it out here about an example of how it could work. So we're if the low risk move towards that. Now, to be honest, we're in that guy's fire zone. However, no, this might still work. We're in his fire zone. We're in his fire zone too, remember? So this time we are in this guy's fire zone if he's facing that way. So we cannot move into there because that's moving into it's not getting out of his fire zone and it's moving from a +2 to a 0. It is, however, moving closer to him. And we cannot move into there because, again, we're moving into lesser DM hex and we're not moving out of his fire zone again. And even if we were moving out of his fire zone, well, we're not. That's still in his fire zone. We're still in this guy's fire zone. However, I think this time the move can be made because we're not in this guy's flank, right? So after what I've read out there, it's not moving closer. It's not moving into a same or better DM hex. And it's not moving out of the fire zone. However, that move there is moving towards this guy's flank. I see that as being fine. I think you can do that. It's not the best. It's not really achieving much. But then some of you will say, well, it is moving closer as well. So some of you would let it happen, maybe for that purpose alone. But while he's sitting there like that and we're in his flank, I don't see a low risk move option for that guy. I don't see him being able to do it at all. So again, always interested to know what your thoughts are on that. And yeah, just by all means let me know what you think. I'm just trying to put things back here because I did move things about. So, well, what do we do now then? I'm not sure. Right, what have we got? Move these counters about as well. That's fine. It's just stuff that might come on later anyway. Okay, so well, going back. So now we've achieved that this guy cannot low risk move towards him. Okay, cannot low risk move towards him. Which kind of takes, in this situation, it can't low risk move to any of these three. Now, it's possible if there was another unit further somewhere else, it might be able to. I don't think so though, because it's this unit that's holding this guy. Well, maybe if you were able to move into somebody else's flank, towards somebody else's flank, you might be able to do it. You know, for instance, we are... Well, the next closest unit to that guy would be him, wouldn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah. So he's second in line. So... No, what was the instruction? Unhit AI furthest from a target. Yeah, but that's got to be his target in that situation, in that instruction, isn't it? So I don't think I then can look at that. Well, can I? That's interesting too then, because it's wanting the one that's furthest from its closest, which would be that to that. But if I can't do that, and the reason I'm pondering on it maybe, but you know what, Grant? Well, that is sort of. Because we're not in this guy's flank right now, but by moving into that hex, we would be in his flank. This guy. I'm still not out of a fire zone because of this guy, but from that hex, I'm in that guy's... I'm not in his fire zone because he's only got a... Well, he's also blocked by line of sight, but he's only got a range of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, I'm in his fire arc. As in, I'm in his front arc. I'm not in his flank. If I move to there, I'm now in that guy's flank. So, if we were low risk moving towards that guy, then I think that would be a move. That would allow us to also get closer. Well, does that get closer though? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it doesn't get closer to that guy, that one. However, that's not what we're trying to do here. What we're trying to do is move into his flank. Because we can't move closer because of the situation anyway. That would be moving into his flank though. But I'm not sure, because this instruction's unhit AI furthest from is closest, and furthest from is closest, that is that. So if we take that to that, that's saying that's not his closest, that's not the AI's closest, furthest to his closest, is it? Well, to be honest, it's the AI that's furthest to his closest eligible, so maybe that does come into that. Yeah, it gets deeper and deeper now when if you think about that. You get what I'm trying to say there, that obviously, let's just look for that furthest. Now I know it's on that side of the page. No, I'm going by it. I think there it is. Yeah, it is there. So this is 5.01, reading tactical card orders, page 7, and step 5 is connecting the identified eligible AIs and eligible targets. Now this is talking about eligible, right? As a distance condition that specifies either closest to or furthest from. Of the identified eligible AI that can execute the order, the one closest to or furthest from an eligible target will execute the order. Closest to, this is the definitions. I've read these before. The AI which is closest to its closest target. And then furthest from, the AI which is furthest from its closest target. Well, these have still got to be eligible targets. We've already been in a situation where we've had closest to as the instruction. And let me just chuck this guy on the board right now. And let's just chuck this guy on the board there right now. And what we've had is, this has been the AI that's closest to its target, right? and we've found that this unit or the situation, it's ineligible for it to do it, the action against that unit, even though he's the closest. However, on the map, let's just say that this would be the next AI that's closest to. Then we've already carried out, we've done that before, and in fact, the question I asked, and although Lewis, the answer back, this was from a couple of missions ago, although he said he wouldn't make that move, it was, he would have Rule 42'd it, but he did admit that going by the rules, it would have then looked to the next closest target. So is that not the same situation as we are here? And the fact that this is the AI that is furthest from his closest target. Well, that's not true. Okay. That's not quite true, because this is the AI that is furthest from his closest target. We know he is not eligible to make a low risk move. So, well, if you're talking that way, Grant, you could look at, is he eligible to move to his next closest or his next? Well, the answer to that is no, but the answer to this one could be yes. I think I'm getting myself all in a bit of a mess now if I start looking at things that way, though, am I not? Because I do see that being a legal, okay, questionable, arguable, I guess, but I see that as being a move towards that guy's flank. Well, it is. It's moving into that guy's flank. That's the thing. Is it doing any good for the AI? Probably not, but and this is where you say, look, Grant, to hell with all this, just make the best move. I like to follow the rules, I do. And I like the fact that there's complexity in these rules as well. I like that. I wish these situations were a wee bit more clearer, but there you go. That's quite an interesting one to maybe try and put a question together too. The thing is, I'm going to get answers back from, and I'm not saying Lewis isn't supplying me with the right answers, but I do feel that the answers to some of these questions aren't there. I think the rule book needs a wee refresh or something. Something needs to be done, and hopefully they will do something with it. So I don't know where to go now, because my intention when I hit record there was to come in today and say that this guy can't make a low risk move. We know this guy can't, so I'm now going to look at this guy, and he probably can make a low risk move to his furthest from his closest target, which would be this. I'm pretty sure he could move into one of these two hexes quite easily, and that would solve everything. But just thinking upon that there, and realising, okay, he can't low risk move to there. What's his next furthest to his closest target would be this guy. Can he make it to that? Should I be considering that though? Or does that wipe that guy out? Well, I don't think so, because of what I just said before regarding if it was a closest to situation, if I couldn't move closest to that guy and he was my next closest. Because, well, that's, yeah. Because we're picking this guy because he is furthest from his closest target. And next in line would be this guy furthest from his closest target. But if I'm not going to consider that guy, well, this guy's actually further away. I think, hopefully you can see what I'm going on about here. Maybe not. Maybe it's not coming across. Maybe it's not. See, the other thing was I didn't think this guy could make a low risk move against anybody, because these are all together. But this one's facing that way. We're in that guy's flank. We're not in that guy's flank. And, well, you can see what I'm saying. So I'm stumped again. I'm stumped again about what to do. Right, I thought about taking a picture of this and trying to post this question on BGG to see what should be done, but I just think that's it's too much bother. What I'd be better doing is leaving that. I've tried to explain it in the video here, and just leave it in the video. And if anybody wants to make a suggestion as to, what should actually happen? Should this guy now consider this unit, or should we just move to the other AI? Initially, I thought moving to the other AI, but I'm starting to doubt that one a little bit. But I think I'm going to just do that, just to keep things simple, which isn't really how I want to go about it either. I want to do it right, not simple. I think the way I'm looking at it makes things far more complicated though. And I just don't know. Because if this guy isn't here, right? I mean, okay, he is here, but if he's not there, I think this guy would then be furthest from his closest. That would be that. And I think that guy could then move into there to move into that guy's flank. So, and, he would be the furthest from his closest. Whereas this guy is not. He's only 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes away. Well, maybe you do what you think then, Grant. Maybe do that. That's a tricky one. Because the other part is, I'm not awful sure that people would answer the question and say that was a correct low-risk move. Because it's not getting closer to that guy. However, to me, it is moving into his flank. You know what? I'm going to go with my gut on this and go with that one after all. After saying I was going to make it simple. Yeah, I think I am. So this is now this is an ineligible move to low risk, move to odds. So I've got to reset things. I've now got to find the unhit AI that is furthest from his closest target that he can eligibly low risk move to odds, and that then brings this guy into the equation. That this is the AI and this is the target. Now, I want to say that if that guy wasn't there, you've switched off now, eh? You've switched off. If that guy wasn't there, I'm wanting to say that I don't think we'd be able to low risk move towards that guy. No, I don't think we would be able to do that because we wouldn't be able to move towards his flank. Well, you could still say you're moving down to his flank, Grant. Yeah, you could. You could. That's what that's what it says. Move towards the target's flank. If he's there and I'm there, and if I keep moving down this way, I'm getting into his flank. Is that not what it's meant to be? Okay, I'm not achieving some of the other things, but why have that bit about flank there? And even the comment that I read out yesterday about the designer saying that he wanted to rewrite the rules, and he's rewritten it to say, and it's in 5.2 now, AI movement towards AI movement that does not increase the number of hexes to the target. If an AI cannot move in a way that decreases the number of hexes to a target, it may instead move into a target's flank. I'm not going to read the rest. It may move into the problem with the word in there is move into a target's flank. So if we're trying to get to that target's flank, that doesn't move into it. We're moving towards that, which is the word in within the word in the day two bugs me as well. I'm not sure if they're meant to be that way or if it is meant to be moved towards the target's flank, which makes more sense, but it's not written like that. So okay, I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say that that's not an eligible move. That would be the next target for the order, and it is eligible for him to do that. Now, if it wasn't, and that guy, I still think you could do it against him now as well. That's what I'm saying, haven't I? There's a move towards the flank. If they weren't there, though, then we would look at this guy because he would be next in line. I'm going to go with that. I think it's going to be unlikely. It's not going to be very often that move wasn't achievable. It was ineligible. So I don't think you're going to come across that situation very often. Okay, I'm going to go with that just to move things on because that's 20 minutes or so, and I've been on at that, and oh dear, I've already had to cut bits out of videos before because I just went on and on. So right, let's stop now. So that was a command order card. He has Loras moved towards this target because he can now. He's moved from not being in his flank. He's now in that unit's flank. He's still in a fire zone from this guy, however. Okay, I'm going with that. Well, but please let me know what you think, and if you know for sure, tell me. If you know the answer to the question, whatever that might be. Right, it's us. What are we going to do? Pause, Grant. Yeah, I'm wanting to move this guy. However, I was watching back some of the daft moves I was making in maybe the first playthrough of this one, and I feel like I need to be more careful. And yes, I can move right in here now. I'm in the open, and I'm up against them, and then I'll be able to fire next turn. But if he gets a shot on me, it's 6 against 12. That's pretty good odds, and if he gets a cap attached to it or 2, then this guy's in a lot of trouble. So I actually think I'm going to move this guy into the woods here. I know this is going to be riskier in the fact that I'm more likely going to be spent than I would be moving it into there, and it's going to take me more time because I'm now going to have to move into that hex next. However, it's a safer way of doing it. Now if he wants to shoot at me from there, it's 3 against 14. He's not even going to take that shot on. So as long as I can avoid the spent checks in these 2 moves, and who knows, once I'm in there, I may even consider moving into the guy's flank. I don't know yet. That's us taking a chance on spent check of 2, and also avoiding him drawing a blue card while we're in there, and then spent check of 2 again to get in his flank. So it's a lot slower and a lot more careful and whatever, but I'm going to make that move anyway. So I was there facing that way, so I'm going to move. What did I do? I turned my face in. Well, I don't need to do that. Well, I will turn it in case. No. Yeah, I will turn it anyway. I'm just wondering about that guy coming out, but right. So that is going to be a check on a 2, and there we go. So if I'd moved into there, I would not have been spent. Well, I don't know. I looked at some of the sort of soft ways that I lost my units in that last sort of blunderful playthrough, and it just seemed rather weak. I had 2 caps there as well. I mean, took a cap to move in there, maybe, and just checking a 1. Maybe. I know I've seen the card now in hindsight and all that, but could just as easily be a 1, and then I've only got 2 caps. I can only do so much with that. Right, okay, so back to him. And it wasn't a blue card, so if I was in there, I'd be fine, and now I would have a shot next turn, wouldn't I? Yeah, well, that proved things all wrong, didn't it? If the I plus unit's less than or equal to 4, no. Counter action, oh, hang on. It's this hex here, isn't it? What is it? DO2, it is that hex. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's still a unit within 4. In fact, he's spent now, so he's unlikely to be moving. So that stops that AI objective placement. So that's fine. So that's counteraction. So there's no mission objectives for them. There's no hit AI, unhit AI closest to fresh unit that just acted. Well, that's a unit just acted that is not fresh. AI closest to hit unit with no hit units, so he's right down in mission orders. AI furthest from unit or German control hex, so that doesn't count. AI furthest from unit, move towards. Okay. So I think he's again going to be the furthest from his closest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But he can't move towards because he can't move into 0 DM hex. This guy's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away. This guy's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away as well. So they're both 5 away from their closest. So I need to randomize between them, don't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. But remember, it's his closest. Whatever one's furthest from the closest. Yeah, I need to randomize between the two. And before I do it, it's just a regular move towards this time, so they're not going to have any issues. So I will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll see which one comes up. I've rolled a 2. So it is going to be this guy again. So now it's... it's in fact, it's straightforward. He just moves like that. He doesn't care about anything. Because that's the only hex that's moving closer. You know, that was not getting closer, that was not getting closer, that is getting closer. So there's nothing else to look at there. So he moves into there, and we check on a 1. It would, however... it would, however, coming along there, still be in both these flanks. So with that move down, he would still have been in that guy's flank, even though that guy's moved. Oh no, he was there, wasn't he? Yeah. Anyway, that's no matter. Right, he's going to check on a 1. He gets a 2. What do you know? Right, so we're spent in there now, and we've got 2 caps, but none of that's any good to us. And he's got 3 fresh units, and we've got 1. Oh, we've still got a rifle to come on board, Grant. Oh, hang on. This guy should be revealed. So he moved, done a spent check. He should be revealed. Yeah, come on, Grant. Keep an eye on that. Alright, so let's see what we get. And it is another rifle, and he's going to be facing that way. Right. Does that matter to what you do now, maybe? I was thinking about maybe bringing... He's right up their flank there now, isn't he? Well, this guy could have a pop at him, because he is out in the open. Because that is 4 to 12. We've already checked for... Well, we checked line of sight to that hex. No. Yeah, we did. Could that be different to that hex there? No. It's even more likely to be... I think it's... Maybe just when... Let me move them down. Get a better... Yeah, it's fine, eh? It's not even getting close to that, really. He was in there. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he's in range. He's got a range of 9. And yeah, I mean, well, we do have 2 caps, but I might just have a go at the 8 on this. 4 against 12. We need an 8. Because, I mean, this guy's just going to keep coming up these guys' flank, yeah. I mean, the other thing, I could bring my infantry on. In fact, you know, I could bring that rifle down there on. You know, I can, because it's any edge, any one of these hexes along there, and come in on his flank. But why just... No, I'm going to leave that off just now. Right, I'm going to have a shot at that. So we need an 8. I'm not going to spend caps. We're just going to take a chance. Oh. What I mean is I'm going to spend just 1 cap. So 7 plus 4 is 11, but we're firing at his front, and he's got a defence at 12. So we miss. Need to check on a 2. Oh, no. It's going wrong. Right, back to them. Right, well, let's see what's going to happen now. 5 plus units less than or equal to 4. No. Nothing up close. No counter actions. Nope. Hit AI, there's no hit AI. Unhit AI closest to a unit that just acted, fire. Well, this is a unit that just acted. This guy will be able to see him, but he's not got the range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he can't, and there's nobody else that can fire at that. So no. Unhit AI closest to a spent unit or mission objective, there's none of them. Move towards. Yes. So this guy close to this, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So he's going to move. Yeah. He's just going to move one more. That was just a normal move towards. He's getting closer to him. And he's going to check on 1. Oh, we get him. That was good. Right, now we can. That's good. Now we can consider bringing our rifle on and just creeping up behind him. I mean, I don't think there's anything stopping me from doing that, is there? Oh. Actually, it does say enter round 1. Remember I was saying we could hold... So maybe we can't actually hold them back. It does say enter round 1. I didn't do that in that first playthrough, did I? And we're still in round 1 here, aren't we? Yeah, we are. Because I've only got 1 card. Yeah, so... Yeah, that suggests to me that I couldn't decide to leave them if I wanted to sort of... You know, try and pass with this guy not on the map yet. Well, I do want to get in his flank, but I suppose starting here... I mean, I'm wanting to move into there, but I'm better starting there, because that's a bit better defensive hex. I do need to check for a 1 coming on with that. Now... That other objective placement, both German LMGs are on the map and neither is line of sight to hex C03, and if no unit is within 4 hexes of D02. See, none of that, these conditions are not going to apply, and this is where the control marker would have went. Okay, so I'm going to put him in there and we'll check on a 1. You have 2 caps, Grant. It's tempting. No. Yes, I mean... come on. How many 1s and 2s and... Well, there you go. That's what I should have used the cap for, and I should have used the cap to move in there. And then I should have took the shot and had 5 against... Well, he's only 2 right now. 5 against 12. 5 against 11, because I'm in his flank. Oh, you're not in his flank. Well, yeah, I am in his flank still, but I'm not up close and I'm not fresh anymore. Nah, that was bad. So now we're spent. That's us, innit? So now they can kind of run riot. Well, they've got the machine gun and they've got 1 RE left. I do have that battlefield confusion. However, well, yeah, I could actually use it. In fact, hold on, Grant. You're going to waste 2 caps here. Well, you know what? It's not your turn. What I might be better doing is having a shot with that again. Right, let's draw for them anyway. It's over to them. 5 plus units less than or equal to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That doesn't count. Yeah, so I was going to move. Is it just moving 1? Yeah. That's a score. Right, so they score a point because they do control G09. They score 1 victory point, and well, they've only got 2 fresh units. One of them being the machine gun that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can he? Yeah, you never thought of that, did you? Is that right down there? Maybe not. That's going to be okay though, eh? Yeah, he's got line of sight and range on that. So, well, what are we trying to do? Fresh AI lists and fresh units? No, they've got 1, 2, we've got nothing. So no. Highest firepower AI closest to a fresh unit that just acted. This is a unit that just acted, but it's not fresh. AI closest to a fresh unit fire. There's no fresh units. Unhit AI closest to a target move towards. Okay. Well, we know he can't move. However, he's the unhit AI closest to a target. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's his closest target. He's going to move towards. He could move here or here, I think. That one would be in his fire zone, clearly, but that one might not be. I don't think it is. No, it's got in that corner. So that's the safer hex for him. So he moves in there for 1. We check in a 1. We get a 6. So he's okay. Now we have to pass. So back to them. It's not a blue card. But remember, that guy does have a shot now. Machine gun. Counteractions, no. AI closest to a target, low risk move towards. So again, it's this RE. Oh, hold on. No, he's not in line of sight, is he? Because we checked that. I was going to say he's out in the open now. So low risk move towards. Well, he can probably do it just by moving in there. He's not going to move in there because that's moving into a fire zone. He's not in a fire zone. That keeps him not in a fire zone. Yeah. So he moves in there. And we check on a 1. He gets a 5. We pass again. Because there's nothing we can do. They draw a card again. Still not a blue card, but I think we seem to burn through quite a lot of blue cards there earlier on. So all the 1s and 2s, I think. Right, what are you doing, Grant? Don't zoom in. I'd rather not do that. And I know it's a little bit far away, but I thought it's you can make it out. You can read it all right. Right, no hit AI. AI closest to the lowest defense value fresh unit fire. There's no fresh units, so can't fire there. AI closest to a unit closest to a mission objective. Right, we can't do that one because there's no mission objectives. All RE, low risk move towards closest units. Okay. Well, this is the one that everybody seems to say is okay. Because this is me moving from a non-DM hex, not in a fire zone, but however I'm going to move into a fire zone, I'm going to get closer, and I'm going to be in a DM hex. So this is the one I originally had my doubts about, but the very first time I played it, I went like that, and I was uncomfortable about it, but I made that move, then posted that question, and then sent the question off. Once we had a bit of discussion, then sent the question off to Academy Games. But whether they've not got it or it's the way I've asked the question, or if it's just taking a bit of time, I don't know. Still not had nothing. So he is going to be able to low risk move. Because even starting to think about it now gets me wondering. This is not a move. This is going to be moving into his fire zone, 0 DM hex. Not getting any. Well, it is getting closer, but this is the hex before that hex. I get that, but and here we go. This one is not getting closer, right? But this one could be the one that considers to moving around to his flank. That's all I'm saying. Why did they have the instruction out? Why does it talk about moving into his flank? Why? If it's not something you can consider. Okay, I'm going to stick with this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to move into there. Yeah, still never feel 100% confident about it, but there we go. It is. It's step 2. It wasn't in a fire zone, but step 2, we're ignoring step 1. Step 2, we're saying we'll move into a fire zone hex that has a DM. So there we go. That's what we're going by. Yeah, okay. Right, he checks on a 1. That's all we need to do. And it's a 4. Right, okay. So we pass again, it's back to him. Give me a second, taking a wee short pause, hopefully. Right, okay. So I was on a short pause there, it wasn't too long. It is back to them though, because we're passing anyway, yeah. Okay, and yeah. Alright, command order card this time. So everybody's in all the AI in the game here. There's no close range though, is there? Short range, no. There's no hit AI. AI furthest from a hit unit. There's no hit unit. AI furthest from the lowest DV unit. Fire +2 caps. Okay. Well, we're going to get something there. So the AI that's furthest from the lowest DV unit. I think we need to find the lowest DV unit here first. He's going to be a 13. This guy's going to be a 13. Whether they can be shot or not. Well, I know that machine gun can fire at him. He's going to be a 14, but no, I don't think that can. Well, what did I say they were 13s? That would be a 13 at best. I think that's probably going to be a 14 because it would need to be that guy that... If these guys can shoot at that, it's a 14. If he can shoot it, it's a 13. So 13, 13, 13. This is going to be a 10 for that guy. And in fact, it'd be a 2 and you maybe can't... Maybe he can't shoot him. I don't think he can either. So he can... Yeah. So, I think we need to find the lowest DV unit first. Yeah, we do. In this situation, although you're working from left to right, you kind of need to find the lowest defensive value unit first, don't you, in this situation? Because if I'm looking for AI furthest from its closest, we're going to be clearly looking at this guy to this guy. But that's going to be a DV value of 13. Whereas this guy's got a shot on this guy with a DV value of 10 because he's in his flank. So that's, although they say you need to go work from left to right, you can see what I'm saying there. And I'm pretty sure that's right. You know what, I think we need to find the lowest defense value unit. We can't just say, well, because this is his closest furthest from, we just go with that. No. Because in actual fact, it's not. This is his closest furthest from, isn't it? Okay. Hang on then. I still think you've got to find the lowest defensive value unit in this. I'm pretty sure I'd find an example in the book for this one. Give me a second. Right, there's a few examples there, but maybe just not quite one that covers that. But they definitely mean you can definitely look at instructions there that have lowest defensive value unit, and of course that is at the far right of the instruction, rather than the AI furthest from. So I still think we need to find the target in this situation, which is this guy. And as long as there's an AI, I mean, if there was 2 AI and one was 2 away from it and one was 3 away from it, obviously you're going for the one that's furthest from it. Furthest from its well, see, this is its closest though, so this is the one that's furthest from, but I think that's how it works. God, I'm getting really... there's just so many more questions in this game, honestly, there really is. Unless, of course, again, it's just me. That's the target. What is the AI that's furthest from it? That's what I think I've got to take from that one. Which is a bit... It's making me start thinking again, because the AI furthest from, remember, it's AI furthest from its closest target. And if we're looking at this AI as being the one that's furthest from its closest target, however, it's got to be AI furthest from its closest lowest defensive value target, Grant. Really, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's how you've got to read into that. Right. Okay. Well, more things that I'm just chucking myself in there for. I don't know. I really feel like I could compile lots of different... But that's what I'm doing in this playthrough. I hope more people watch through this playthrough, and people that really know how the rules work and maybe are like me too and don't want to rule 42. That's what I need. Maybe I need maybe more of the people to be sort of having a look at these and say, right, I didn't want to rule 42. I want to know the exact rule here, and is this right? Okay, I'm going to go with that because he is the lowest defensive value unit that we can take, that they can take a shot on. He's got to be the one that takes the shot because he's in his flank. That's the thing. That's the other part of that. Does that cover that instruction? I'm going to go with it. So it's fire plus 2 caps. He's got an attack of 3 plus the 2 is 5, and it's into this guy's flank. So it's a 5 against a 10. So he only needs a 5 to hit. This is a bad start. Well, fortunately... Oh shit, that's only one... No. What was that? He needed a 5. Yeah, it was a 9. A 9 was going to be a critical, wasn't it? So he rolled 7. And he had 3 plus the 2 caps, 5. That's 12, which is better than the 10. And there you go. I mean, this guy moved along, okay. We initially moved him into here, and we were going to move the other guy. Well, there's a moved along into this guy's flank, so... I don't know, is there something out of all that we moved that's looked right, maybe? I don't know. Right, so this guy's taking a hit. And we need this round to finish. So, there we go. No, it's unnerved, which is the best one of the bunch, really, isn't it? Apart from maybe Berserk. But Berserk has its issues too, I think. It's not affected my defense anyway, which is a good thing. Right, so that's that done. And there's nothing we can do. Well, no, Grant, you keep passing. You got 2 caps. I've just been passing, haven't I, the last 2 times, and I realised I had 2 caps, and I talked about using this to shoot. I could also spend... No, that's... well, actually... I could also spend the 2 caps to mark this guy spent, and then this is unlikely to be able to do in it. Well, no, I can take a shot on this. Let's not do that. Let's try and get some revenge. Let's spend my 2 caps and have a shot. So he's firing at him. It's a 4 against a 12. I think that's about the best I've got. Yeah, I can't really do anything else. Yeah. Well, that's not technically true. I could move this guy, but yeah. Or I could, because he loses 2 from being at his flank. That's a pretty bad, you know. I could pivot him towards it for 1. I mean, I could move him into there, but I think that's silly stacking them. And if I move him into there, he's got a little bit of cover, but he's still firing into his flank. Because the thing is, once you go into the new round, this is going to be the same situation, Grant. You're still going to be up against it here. Another possibility is I use one to move into there, one to move with him, and then maybe use one to move, maybe even into there. That's a thought. I mean, I know that machine gun's got, but we go into the next round, and even if he does draw a blue card right now, he's gonna have to pivot. I think that's maybe a better idea. So give me my 2 caps back. I'm not going to move him first. I'm going to do something with this guy. Thing is, I'll put him in there. I'm also got the machine gun in my... But I could put him in there and turn. Like that. So then... No, he's still in your flank, Grant. You'd have to turn like that. Then neither of them are in your flank. You know what? That's not that stupid. I don't think. I'm going to do that. I'm going to use 1 cap to move in there and face that direction. Because the flank's huge. It's 2. It's a defence value difference of 2. And I'm into white wood. So that's me boosting my defence by 3 in total. Which is kind of big, because if this guy wants to fire, it's 3 against 13 now. Whereas, I mean, okay, you used 2 caps last time. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. So I'm going to spend 1 cap to do that. And then I think my last cap, I'm possibly going to do that. And then fight for the initiative. But we'll wait just now. We have not passed. So let's just see... Yeah, I'm going to have to be careful, because if I pass and then they end up passing, then I've lost that cap, haven't I? Right, it's over to them. And then we'll get this video wrapped. That's an hour already. And it was like 25 minutes of me going on about some... Yeah, well, some of you have got used to that. Some of you have switched off a long time ago and never came back, no doubt. Which I don't blame you. When I watch back some of it, I really don't blame anybody that's watched some of my videos and said, nah, it's not quite for me. Or something along the lines. Or what? I'm not listening to that clown again. Okay. If AI plus units less than or equal to 10, so it will be, won't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. Tracks a move in. Damn. I was wondering, because if we got rid of that other RE, this place RE, it doesn't happen if no RE exists on the map. Do not place a new RE, but we still have one. That doesn't apply to this one, but it's all these other ones. And I thought we only had one left. If we could get that off the map, then. But this is going to put one on the map anyway, isn't it? So I never thought about that, and that's always going to happen. So the track moves once. Add a Soviet rifle into draw cup. I'm sure I've got one line here. I do. So that goes into the draw cup. And we want another RE on hex G18, which is number 1. So that's the one away up the top there. That's going to make this less likely to G18. There it is there. Right, let's put them face that way. G18. Less likely for them to pass now as well. That guy's going to come all the way down until he gets spent. And it's going to be a check of 1 every time, so we're going to have to get lucky there and hopefully draw a 1. Okay, so that was just the mission track stuff. I was hoping to get this round finished then and then call that apart, but well, we'll try a wee bit longer. So I don't have that much more time. There's nothing up close, no. Fresh AI less than fresh units, no. AI mortar infantry gun, none of them. AI furthest from the lowest defensive value unit, fire. Yeah, well the machine gun can fire, can't it? So he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 away from him. Now hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away from him. He's looking from furthest from lowest defense. Yeah, it's the same one we just had. So I still think, well, he's furthest from his closest unit is that to that. right? So this is a perfect way of looking at it. He is the only one that can fire. That is his furthest from closest. The DV value of this is 13 because he's firing at his front. The DV value of this is 13 as well. Okay. So they're both the same. However, you know, there you go again. You're looking at it and you say, but furthest from Grant, it's got to be that one because he's further away from that than what he is from that. That's what you would automatically think, wouldn't you? If you read that and you didn't know the rules, or if you knew how it worked, but you weren't quite sure of the rules, the AI furthest from the lowest defensive value unit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away from, 6 away from that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 away from that. They've both got the same defense value. That's the target, is it not? Well, not when you look at the definition of furthest from. Furthest. I'll keep going back to look for that and I never find it right away. How's that? Must be here. Furthest from. The AI which is furthest from its closest target. That's the target. But you can see how you can see how you could say that. You could see it both ways, couldn't you? The way it's worded. If you just read that, AI furthest from the lowest defensive value unit, these have both got the same defensive value unit. These are the only two things that he can fire at, right? AI furthest from it. He's the only AI. He's closer to that than he is to that, so that's it. But when you read the definition of furthest from, it says furthest from the AI which is furthest from its closest target. So that's what he's going to fire up. I'm pretty sure that's right, guys. And some of you might be, well, some of you maybe don't know or maybe saying that doesn't feel right. It should be this guy. Well, I'm going with this guy. So it's 3. Actually, is he taking the shot anyway? 3 against 13. Yeah, well, it's a 10. Because there's no caps going into that. 3 against 13. Yeah, so he will take the shot on. It is a 10 he needs, though. So, there we go. He's only rolled half of that. So, okay. But there's another interesting one for you. Well, maybe some people that play the game know, because there is a bit, or if you look up some of the forums, there's a bit somewhere that the AI will always fire. It will always target its closest target. It will always look to the closest. But it's just when you read that instruction, furthest from, it kind of throws you. Throws me anyway. But even there, I was starting to doubt myself. But I'm 99% sure that's right. That's maybe too much, Grant. Okay, so he took the shot, nothing happened. He's going to check on a 3, so that could be good for us, because we want them spent. Checking on a 3. Oh, and he pulls a 4. How about that? Right, I don't think I'm going to pass yet. But then again, that could backfire on you, Grant. The reason being is, if I move into his short range, then any blue card that comes up, he's going to react. He's going to do something. He's going to pivot. That's what he's going to do. But then look at that one there that we just drew for a spent check. Pivot and or fire. So that means pivot and fire. That means they get to cheat. Get to do the things that we wouldn't be able to do. I don't know how they get away with that one, actually, because that's not even I'm not sure, actually, but anyway, because we can't do that. I can't pivot and fire all at once, can I? No. Yeah, that's worrying me now that's a possibility. You know what? I'm at an hour and 4 minutes. I wonder if I should just get the feeling this might take a little bit longer to finish. The fact that RE's come on the board as well now, because he's just going to toddle down, I think. Before, unless we get lucky and he gets spent earlier, but he's going to be checking on ones for quite a bit, I think. Right, okay, I'll pass. I'll pass here, and we'll have a couple more tries. So I'll pass. Over to them. Track moves again. That's more RE coming on now as well. Ah, dear. So that moves. So we place an RE. We place a no enemy counter in the cup. And then rumoured enemy place 2 hexes away from an existing RE that is closest to a unit. Roll 1d6 on that. Right, so we'll just look across here. I can roll the dice and decide. So he's the RE that's closest to the unit. So that we're going to go 2 hexes away from him, but that might change things. Well, I can sneak down there and show you the dice. So we're going to roll a d6 on that. Right, rolled a 3. So that is southeast, isn't it? Southeast of the RE. So 1, 2. Well, here's the thing though. He wouldn't want to go in there, would he? Well, this isn't a low risk situation. However, that's where he goes, but it does say the new RE is placed 2 hexes away in the direction that the die result indicates, as shown to the right. If this hex is already AI or unit occupied, well, it's not. Or, if there is better cover within 1 hex away the new RE should be placed, then place the new RE into the adjacent hex with the highest DM that is closest to a unit. So you actually can go in either one of these then, can't you? The highest defensive modified hex that's closest to a unit. Well, that's the closest unit. I mean, I think either one of them works. The only thing I was thinking about slightly there is that is closer to that, whereas that's further away from that. But I think we're considering this unit. You know, each one of them is closer to that, so it doesn't really matter. So I think I'm going to randomise between these two. So I'm going to go a 1, 2, 3 on that hex. I rolled a 2. Well, that does mean it's that one that's closest to that as well. But I don't think we could take that into consideration. We just look at that one. Okay, so that's more trouble. Yeah, I think I'm going to just wrap this up actually, because I think they've got a bit more to do. Well, that was just the mission track, wasn't it? So there's more to do here. So nothing up close, although that might not be far away now. We're in trouble here. Not sure I learnt from my first playthrough anyway. Okay, so nothing up close, no counteractions. Unhit AI closest to a fresh unit just acted, that's not going to happen. AI closest to a target, move towards. Well, that RE that's just come nice and close here might just be moving into here. So AI closest to a target, move towards. Right, well we've got, well to be honest, there's 2 options, isn't there? He is 1, 2 away from that. He's 1, 2 away from that. They can both carry out a move towards there, so it's not that I'm looking at one that maybe one can't do it. Because remember, it's not a low risk move towards. So they can both do it. So I think I'm just going to have to randomise between them, isn't I? This is just the movement one, isn't it? Unhit AI, lowest cost to move. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's roll this off camera. 1, 2, 3 is the top one. Rolled a 1. So this guy is going to move towards this guy. And well, I think there is this isn't a random roll, I would say. Because although these are both getting closer to him, this one is moving towards his flank, isn't it? So I think that is definitely one where the flank part comes into it. You know, I mean, it's part of the AI hex movement hierarchy. Okay, we've moved one hex closer to him. Yes. We're not getting out of fire zones or anything like that, but this is just normal movement. We've not moved into a defense modified hex. Now, you could say that if that was a defense modified hex, would he move into that over that? I would say yes, but it's not. So no defense modified hex, and the last one is move towards his flank, which I think that then breaks that hex. You know, from it being a random choice, that one then takes priority because of that bullet. I'm not just rule 42 in here, I'm going with the rules. That's how I see that. And I think you'll agree to that one, so, well, hopefully. So checking a 1 for him, and now he's up close, just wanting to shoot at some. Stop the now. Stop. No, I think we're okay, actually. Because, yeah, these are both in DM hexes, so we don't reveal them yet. However, when he moves into here, well, we're still doing a spent check. This could be a waste of a card draw. Well, that's the way I've done it. To be honest, I've moved the guy, done a spent check, and then check to see what he is. Well, whether that's the right order or not. I'm pretty sure that's always how I've done it. Because sometimes I've actually forgot and then say, oh, I need to check to see what he has. It just, obviously, if that's a no enemy, this card draw for spent is kind of wasted. Right, I'm going to do it because that's the way I've been doing it. Right, so we're checking on a 1. He's okay. He's still fresh. Now we need to find out what he is. And then it's going to be kind of stupid if it's a no enemy, isn't it? And maybe I shouldn't have done it in that order. It is, however, a rifle. Right. Ooh. How are we facing that? I think that way. Yeah, because he needs to have him. Well, he's getting all of them in his fire zone and that. Whereas if I put it that, I'm in that guy's flank and I can't put it that. Yeah, it's got to be that way. Okay. Right, yeah, I'm going to call it now because I feel like things are going to take a little longer and things are looking worse for us as well. Not that by me pausing that and coming back tomorrow is going to help that. Yeah, this is looking pretty bad, actually. And the track's moved on. It's up to step number 7 as well. And the next time it moves, they get another Soviet rifle in the cup and another RE. And we just want this round to end, and it's just not going to happen. And I spent one of my caps, so now I can't even use this to like maybe spend this guy because I need 2 to do that. No. Yeah. Okay. I'll leave it for now then. I should get back tomorrow with some more. Sorry for the first 20 minutes. I feel like that's another bit of a drag part of the video. Hopefully some of these things where people got an interest in the game and wondering about certain rules and whatever, hopefully this is bringing up some issues. It's maybe not really answering the questions though. That's the thing. There was quite a few interesting ones there as well. I felt starting to see quite a lot of things that I probably should. Yeah, I going back to Kurt's video, the last video that he's ever done on his channel. I followed quite a lot of his stuff. In fact, he was probably one of the reasons I thought about maybe trying this myself back, because he done DD at Tarawa. It got me buying that game, I think, and he's done Any Match Nord then. He made a lot of mistakes. How can I speak when I like that last part? I'm having to redo this part because I made mistakes. And I hate the way he's messy with his counters, like. If you ever watched any of my stuff, Kurt, and I've said that, I mean, my OCD comes out and like you see it all, it's all messy and whatever. But anyway, what was I getting around to with that? Yeah, the last video that he had done was, I spoke about this already, it was, he was playing the game, but he wasn't recording it. But what he was wanting to do was show some of the situations that can arise and explain them better. And then So every time he came across something, he pressed record in his camera and showed it, and it was quite a good way to do things. And I think I'd quite like to do something like that, but not like play the game and then stop and start. What I'd like to do is set up some situations like we've had and record them and post that as a video that people might come and watch, because people might come and have watched the very first video that I done of this playthrough, or maybe my very first video that I ever done, and probably never watch me again. So what I want to do is maybe create a video that some people might come and watch, and you know, the likes of Lewis that's out there that's really keyed up in these rules, and look at what I'm asking and give their explanation of how it should work, or if I'm getting something wrong or not. So I think that would be a really good idea, actually. So maybe that might be something I might do after this, just before I go into that campaign, and set up some examples and ask for some answers. Of course, there's not a lot of people put in much input into these videos of Conflict to Heroes. I've had far more from all the other videos I've done. 2 or 3 of the guys that have followed my videos probably not interested in this game, and that's maybe why there's no input from the likes of them, which is fair enough. You've got to have an interest, especially if you're listening to me going on and on. You've got to be interested in the game, but maybe that can drag some people in, and yeah, I think I might give that a go. And I could, if I thought about it long enough, I could find certain scenarios that I wanted to sort of explore and see if we could come to some better answers to what are out there. Okay, I better get away for now. I think I've talked enough in this part. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully. Right, cheers.